Welcome to the Board Game Snobs podcast. Critically harsh reviews with a touch of class.
And welcome.
Thank you.
To the Board Game Snobs podcast.
That's us.
This is a podcast about board games.
Is it, though?
And there's banter.
Lots of it.
Lots of it.
Maybe a board game discussed.
We try.
Did you know the average 4-year-old asks over 400 questions a day?
I have an 8 and a 6-year-old, so I've been through
you missed
that.
4?
I've been through that twice.
So you heard 800 questions a day?
So, yeah, pretty much.
As soon as they turn 5, does it stop?
It slows down a bit, but then they start asking hard-hitting questions.
Like what?
Like, where do babies come from? What is the circadian rhythm?
Have you told them?
Who is William H. Macy? Daddy, why do you always talk about William H. Macy?
Did you talk about the circadian rhythm method?
That's not a thing. You don't even know what circadian means. You're just over there laughing.
I know what circadian is.
What does circadian mean?
It's talking about sleep.
All right, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I was meaning the etymology of it, but that's okay.
I don't know. We're talking about a game.
Circa, meaning about.
It's in a circle. Got you?
No, circa.
Oh.
About.
Like
Circa 2020.
Right.
You know, okay. And like it dies. Like circadian, it dies the day.
So it's about
dead.
The day. It's about dead.
It's
so you're about dead.
Pretty much. That's
Jerry's about dead.
That's how I feel inside.
You're a circadian.
So you're making me feel. That's what your drinking does to us. Makes me feel dead inside. This is really good coffee. Donut shop.
The TI-83 calculator has 6 times more processing power than the computer that landed Apollo 11 on the moon.
Creed? He went to the moon? Yeah, it's because of all the advancements that took place because of the moon missions. Challenger and so forth. Apollo, Gemini. Anything else you'd like to talk about?
The average adult human has 2 to 9 pounds of bacteria in their body.
In their body?
In their body. I have 9. I want to say 9 pounds in my body.
You
know what? I want to say 100 pounds.
You're getting it.
I've got 100 pounds of bacteria in my body. I need to get rid of it.
I'm not overweight. I just have bacteria.
Just bacteria. Just swab myself with an alcohol pad. I'll be good to go. It will kill it all.
That's not bacteria anymore. That's just hosts. You're a host. That's what you are. You are the host of
symbiotes.
And you are the host of this podcast.
I am the host.
And I am the bacteria. This is Jerry.
This is Gabby.
And Enrique's not here.
Enrique,
Where did
you're
he
working
go?
way too much, my friend.
Chicken nuggets. The nugs.
The nugs.
Like, that's what he says. I did not. It just cracks me up every time. Like, I'll text him, like, I'm coming by, I'll pick you up. He says, stop. Are you going to eat somewhere? I was like, yeah. Pick me up some nugs. And I was like,
pick me up dead nugs.
And it just kids. I hate millennials. Except our fans who happen to be millennials. I love you and I understand all your problems. Such as high cost of college and boomers.
Speaking of costs of things, Janis Joplin left. How much do you think she left her friends to have a ball when she's gone?
She died of an overdose. I don't know if she had a lot. Her and Bobby McGee. That was her famous song. Me and Bobby McGee. My mother loved Janis. I don't know, but I do know Janis Joplin's favorite beverage.
According to allthat'sinteresting.com, she left $2,500 in her will for her friends to have a ball after I'm gone.
Southern Comfort. That's her favorite drink.
They could have bought a lot for $2,500.
For $2,500 and 70, that's like a lot of Southern Comfort.
You could have bought a lot of Proper 12. If The Simpsons aged normally, Bart would now be older than Marge was in the first season. He'd be my age.
I can't remember the last time I watched The Simpsons.
I never watched The Simpsons.
They stopped being relevant in the 90s. Why are they still on the air? Fox, do something. Fox, you keep Simpsons on, but you cut off Firefly.
No excuse.
No excuse.
Mal. He killed me with a sword, Mal. With a sword.
I'm not doing that.
That's the Firefly movie. Serenity.
I know. It's sad. Like a leaf on the wind. There is probably... Man, when you think of all the shows that should have gone on longer and been canceled.
You know how many quotes have come from Firefly, though?
A lot.
A bunch.
Someone tries to
I
kill
aim to
you,
misbehave.
you kill them right back.
That's right.
It's just a lot.
From a show that literally had, 11 episodes?
10 or 11 episodes. Yeah, it's terrible.
To have that much impact, that much staying power.
They're talking about bringing it back, but I just can't imagine that it will capture the magic that it had.
He's too busy making The Rookie.
It's too busy. Yeah. Oh, and that's a riveting show.
It is good.
It's riveting. Oh,
it is good.
Oh, another
Don't.
cop
I
drama.
like The Rookie.
I'm sure you do. You like things.
And I don't like it just for him.
You love things.
I do love things.
You love The Rookie.
I love The Rookie.
What about The Professional?
What's that?
I don't know. I just with the opposite.
That's the movie with that was the first movie that starred Leon and
Natalie Portman.
Padme.
Yeah. Now
she was 12 years old.
Yeah, that was weird. That was not. Yeah. That I don't know how I feel about Natalie Portman.
Apparently, she's a good actress. She made a movie last year about Jackie Onassis.
I didn't get to watch that.
It's supposed to be she apparently nailed it.
Well, I'd like to watch that just because I like.
Well, you should.
I'd like to see good actors.
Padme become Jackie,
and Padme was terrible.
She was not that great in Star Wars: Clone Wars.
Nor was she didn't have a lot to work with.
No, George. We could have used you in Last Jedi.
We could have used him in Rise of Skywalker too, sir.
Well, we didn't have him.
Go ahead. Next banter topic so we can move along. Or perhaps this next one will be actually interesting. Let's see.
The population of Ireland is still 2 million less than it was before the potato famine 160 years ago.
Did you say massacre? I thought you said potato massacre. I just pictured all these. What is happening?
Attack of the Potatoes.
Oh, no.
You remember the Killer Tomatoes?
I remember the Killer Tomatoes.
The Killer Tomato movie?
Yeah. Rick's
No, I can't talk about anything.
What's the guy on Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? Rick Moranis.
Rick
Was
Moranis?
he in it?
Probably.
Yeah, Rick Moranis. That
There was a Killer Tomato, and then there was a Killer Potatoes.
No, it was Rick Moranis. Come back, Rick Moranis. We'll miss you.
He retired.
Yeah.
He's done.
His wife got sick and died, and he ended up retiring so he could take care of his kids.
Really?
Yeah. She died of cancer, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that's not fun.
He did the last show that I remember him doing was with, Married with Children guy, Al Bundy, I think it was, off Little Giants. He did a little football.
Oh, yeah.
And that was it. Took off.
Let's see. Rick Moranis is not even in the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Came out in 1978.
Oh, well, is that?
See,
it's still out there.
I'm looking for Rick Moranis.
Rick Moranis' space.
He's not in there. Are you sure he's in here?
Spaceballs made more sense than Rise of Skywalker.
Stop.
What was the one that he was in that had the killer plants? What was that called? Attack of the Killer something? He was in a show where a plant-like tomato thing ate people. Little Shop of Horrors or something.
Little Shop of
There
Horrors.
you go. Maybe that was
Never
it.
seen it.
I don't remember. I just remember Rick
That's like
Moranis.
a super classic I've never seen.
I just like Rick Moranis. I like saying his name, Rick Moranis. You know what we need more of? Moranis. Do you love Moranis? I love Moranis.
He's
I just
okay.
like saying Moranis.
Little Shop of Horrors came out in 1986.
That sounds better.
And it does star, let's see,
Rick Moranis.
Rick Moranis' second build as Seymour Krelborn.
Who was the first build?
Levi Stubbs.
What's he doing?
Never heard of him.
He got stubbed by the Oscars.
He was the
apparently.
voice.
Oh, of the plant.
I don't know. He was born in 1936. Says he was an actor known for Little Shop of Horrors, Captain N, the Game Master. That was a cartoon I watched.
Game Masters.
Captain N, the Game Master. He was like the Nintendo guy.
Wow.
He was on at the same time as Mr. Miyagi, the Karate Kid cartoon.
There you go.
Camp Candy.
Yes.
80s.
Classic.
Saturday morning cartoons.
We miss you, Rick Moranis and Mr. Stubbs.
Levi Stubbs was in Queer as Folk, 2000. He was married. Let's see. He died in 2008.
R.I.P. Rip Torn.
R.I.P. 72 years old. Now I'm sad.
Well, anyways, that was infinitely more.
Anyway.
That was infinitely more interesting than the other banter that you had
Way to
for
go
us.
on, Bessette.
Well, I mean,
Did you know there was a basketball court above the Supreme Court?
What?
It's known as the highest court in the land.
No, there was not. That's a joke.
That is not a joke. That is on allthat'sinteresting.com.
That doesn't mean it's true.
Those are viable sources.
No, it's not.
You don't think they get up there in their robes and play ball?
They do not. No.
Horse.
They do. The Supreme Court justices aren't out there playing horse.
Clarence
Gator Ginsburg is not out there.
He's out there
holding the paint.
I dare you to.
Okay, it's not how that's going down.
You don't know.
All right.
Skyhook.
I think that there are times where one can enjoy themselves just by having a nice hot beverage and a clear head that allows you to think clearly and to strategize, which is what is necessary when you play Circadians First Light.
Even though you lost.
I did lose to you, and I'm glad I taught it to you so well that you
defeated
me.
Circadians artist Sam Phillips, designer S J Macdonald.
I wonder if now Shim Phillips sent us this game. Thank you, Shim. I emailed
Garphill Games sent us this game.
Yes, I emailed Garphill Games and said, "Hey, I can't find Circadians. I played it at BGG. Where's it at?" And they shipped it to me. Thank you,
nice.
Thank you, Shim, for shipping this game to me. Is Sam his brother? I don't know. I like to think that it is.
I don't know.
Sam Phillips. But Sam did the artwork. The artwork's very interesting. It's not a small box game, but it's smaller than most other board games. And in Circadians the First Light, if I can take a few moments to try to have explain, it is a dice placement game.
Give us your riveting play-by-play.
And I hate dice placement games.
He does hate them, even though he likes the last 10 we've talked about.
This game has your own player board, and what you're doing is each player has their own little player board with your own little base where you're sending out your rovers to do actions out here on these other player boards, or you're using your little hydroponic farms to either generate energy or to collect water or to collect kelp, because kelp is apparently a thing that you use to get around in because kelp is very valuable. What do you do with these resources? Well, you trade them with the natives, the 3 alien species out there. There's a neat little... I want to talk about that negotiation board here later because I actually like that aspect of it. But on your turn, you roll the dice, you use the dice, you place them, and it's typical dice placement. You place... This part of the board requires 2 dice of the same equal value, and you get another farm. Or this type of dice will get you this type of land speeder, I'll call them, that lets you do upgrade. Land speeders. Is that even a thing?
In Star Wars.
All right, there you go. R.I.P. You also have a little harvester on this main board that you move around and harvest water and other resources.
Harvester.
I liked the tightness of the game. Like, you never quite had enough resources to do what you want to do. You had to really make some hard decisions. It plays very quickly with 2 players. I've played it with 3 players, and it went on just not too long. It was just, I was done with it by the time it was over. But with 2 players, it seemed to go on just right, spot on. I enjoyed it with 2 players.
Spot on.
There is a solo variant in it.
Solo.
That's really good. I've played it several times. I enjoyed it. And I want to talk about one aspect of it that I thought was interesting was the negotiation board. So you have these 3 alien species. They each want one thing. One wants gems, one wants kelp, one wants power. When you put a dice out there, you're able to benefit from that and give them their supplies that they need, and you get victory points. But you lose that dice, which is your worker.
Yeah.
So that's very irritating. So you have to go and get more workers. But also, as other players place to this board, if the value of the dice exceeds a certain number, you get penalized. And so there are times where you haven't rolled low enough, but you desperately want to deliver these supplies, so you're willing to go out there, be penalized, to lose parts of your base or even other resources to get those victory points. I think that's very interesting. The game has a very, I don't want to say quaint, but it's very...
Quaint means old.
It's not old. This is very, what's the opposite of quaint? Refreshing? New age? I don't know. I liked it. I really liked it. And I hate dice placement games.
No, you don't. You love them.
Huh?
What dice placement game do you hate?
I don't really like it.
If you were to put your hates versus your likes would outnumber them.
But I don't like dice placement.
No, you don't. You do.
I can. That's my opinion.
No, you
can't
do.
change my opinion.
No, the facts show.
No,
the facts.
I'm allowed
show.
to hate. Why won't you let me hate? Why won't you let me have an opinion?
Why do you want to hate?
Am I not allowed to have an opinion? Does that sound like anybody you know, Gabby?
Now who's being obstinate?
I'm not. How?
And obtuse.
I'm not obtuse.
You're being very obtuse.
I'm not obtuse.
Everyone has emailed me.
Who?
Everyone. They're like, hey.
Who?
Jerry
Nobody
obviously likes dice games.
Nobody emails you.
You like Grand Austria. You like Lorenzo. You like Marco Polo.
That's not
you
dice
like
game. That's not dice game.
Circadians.
I like Circadians.
You like all types of dice play. You like Yukon Airways. You like all of these dice.
You know what I don't like?
You know which one you don't like?
What?
Tell me the one you don't like.
Architects of the West Kingdom.
Okay. They don't have dice in it.
Gotcha. So the reason I bring that up, Hard Merge, Circadians is made by the same company that Shem Phillips, I guess, associates with or owns, that is famous for Architects of the West Kingdom, Raiders of the North Sea, Shipwrights of the North Sea, so forth and so on. Architects of the West Kingdom is a game that I just really did not understand why it got so much love. I did not enjoy it at all. And so it kind of shocked me when I came across this game made by the same company, new designer, something similar. And I thought, I think it was a Kickstarter, Circadians was. And I didn't really realize, but it just flew under my radar. So at BGG, when I broke it out.
Macdonald, I've never heard of the Macdonald designer.
I think he's new. I think this is his first game. And he did a fine job on it. And I really do like the artwork. The artwork's very...
It's interesting.
It's retro, but new.
It's kind of like cartoonish.
But at the same time, it's got that kind of like...
Mass Effect.
/ Aqua Teen Hunger Force look to it. You know, I like it. I like it a lot. Why do I like this? Tell me why I like this game.
I'll tell you I like this game because you take the dice, and for every dice you roll, there's a spot for it. Now, whether or not you want to put your dice in that spot is up to you. There's also an alternate spot for that dice. So you can put your dice here with that number. If you roll a 1, you can put it here, 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 or here. There's also a place where you can adjust that number.
This is true.
Plus or minus. So if you roll a 3, well, I can make it a 2, or I can make it a 4. Then you can put it here, 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 or here. So it's not like you're just messed up by the die roll.
Here, here.
Here, here. I say, oh boy.
I think that, there's a lot of choices. You don't ever really feel like you're blocked out. There's always a move that you can make, although it
I'm making moves.
That might not be optimal, but you can make a move. And the resources are so tight. Like, you have to plan. You're at the beginning of like the first round, we made all the moves, and then second round, it's like we shut down trying to figure out what we were going to do. The solo is really good. I
haven't played the solo.
This is one of the better games of 2019.
Would it be in your top 5?
I would say, let me see. So obviously Barrage is there. Obviously City of the Shoulders is there.
You've declared.
Right now, as it stands.
So our top 5 isn't going to be like a big surprise.
Well, no, it is going to be a surprise. But yeah, it's in the running.
I think also 2 as well.
You think about what? Also 2 as well.
Nevermore, thusly, henceforth.
Bravo.
I like it a lot.
Hear, hear. I think that this was a great design.
The only thing that is somewhat, it is very fiddly.
What's fiddly?
Is the resources.
Now, like I said, it comes in a smaller box. There's a really nice insert in it.
The kelp, the water,
and the
crystals.
Bits are slightly smaller below average. Yeah. And you just kind of have to pick at them.
You're constantly like getting 10, 3, 4, 5.
You're getting a lot.
Yeah, you get a lot of resources.
I wish they would cut down the water. There was a lot of water. Like a barrage of water. There was a barrage of water. Like I wish they had something to hold that back.
First barrage
like a water gate. Wish they had like a water
gate. First barrage. Circadians water.
Crossover. CrossFit.
Mordecai.
Try to drink water.
Ragusa.
What are you doing?
I'm just naming games.
Oh, okay. It lost it wasn't as funny as I thought it would be in my head.
No, it's not.
You watered down my joke. But I like First Light, Circadians First Light.
Circadians.
It's good. And if you like dice placement games, if you like worker placement games, if you like resource management, if you like a little bit of the base building, and you want something that's quite frankly new, that's different, Circadians is hard to beat. I enjoyed it more than I did Architects of the West Kingdom. I know they're not the same thing, but Architects is very much a worker placement resource game.
Out of all the Garphill games, you have this one.
Number 1.
Paladins. Raiders, Architects, and the others that no one even cares about anymore. It's like one where you sell a bunch of boats around. Nobody plays it.
Shipwrights. I will say this. I think, in my opinion,
even though Shem Phillips made those others.
Yeah, this is still Garfield.
This is Macdonald, but it's Garfield Games. I
like First Light better than all those. I will say that I have warmed up to Raiders. I know I don't play it a lot. I know I've ragged on it, but it's. I see why people like it. It doesn't float my boat. I have no clue why anybody likes Architects. I have no clue why anybody likes Paladins. What's the one I played?
Paladins is a big number one.
What was the one that we just played? Was
Paladins.
We played Paladins?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
You hated that.
I did not like Paladins at all.
That's one that was kind of like Orleans, where like you take the 2 workers, you put them on your player board, and then that gives you an action.
To me, Paladins was the worst.
Really?
I have not played Shipwright. I have not played the rest. I've played Raiders. I've played Paladins. I've played Architects. I dislike Paladins so much.
You disliked it more than Architects?
Yes, I would.
Architects left me feeling less than Paladins did.
Well, there you go. They're both not games that we own anymore.
No,
we don't still own Raiders of the North Sea, which
Raiders I have with
everything.
Both the expansions.
Yeah. And I am myself, even though it's not my favorite game, I enjoy it. I think it's a decent design.
Okay, Raiders was not in my top 10 the last several years. It's going to be in my top 10 this year.
Think so?
I freaking love Raiders.
I know you.
And it doesn't make sense because like
love it.
I've got the they're over there. I got the 2 expansions.
Yeah.
I got the Jarls. And the Meat Hall.
Your Jarls. My Jarls hurt. Jarls. Get it? Jaws. Charles 2. Charles 3. The Revenge.
Yes.
I'm sorry. That was not funny. Go ahead. I'm making terrible jokes.
R.I.P. to, not R.I.P.
Who died?
Who's the guy that died in Jaws?
Roy Schneider.
The first Charles. No, he did not die.
Oh, I thought you meant the actor who died. You're talking about the boat captain.
The boat captain.
Can't think of his name. We played Jaws at PGG.
We played Jaws.
Did not like it.
It was not good. Like I had heard reviews like, oh yeah, it's good. It's really good. It's exciting.
It wasn't that exciting.
No.
It's okay. It was not. It was better than Jurassic Park IP game that I played. But yeah,
Raiders of the North Sea is one of my favorite games.
I know.
And with the expansions, it provides a lot more variability, and I like it quite a bit.
I understand that.
Circadians is by far the number 2.
Really?
Of the Garphill games. I mean, it's not even related. Like, it's not even in the same line.
This is the Odie of the Garfield games. Oh, yeah.
Zonka, zonka.
Yeah, baby.
That's my catchphrase.
Yeah, okay. That's good. It's okay.
So, like, the theme is space. It's got dice. The only way that you use dice in Raiders is to roll to see if you get enough hit points.
Yeah. These dice are purposeful, and I like purposeful dice.
I like the fact that they're very, like, you're not stuck with them. You can manipulate them. You can put them where you want them to go. You can gather more resources. You can send them out as ships to do the actions you want. The first spot gives you a plus or minus. So if you roll a 3, you can make it a 2 or a 4. It's like you're not stuck.
Dice are meant to be manipulated.
Yes.
They should be manipulated. They're gullible. They're things that are meant. Nobody wants to just roll the dice and didn't follow what they say.
Hey, dice, why are you doing being a 4? Did you know if you're a 3, you can go over here and do this?
That was creepy. That was just creepy.
Hey.
No. What? Are you all right?
If you do this at 4.
Oh, you're doing your Marlon Brando. You have the worst Marlon Brando.
Oh, Adrian.
Look, stop. No, listen. Are you? Why do you have a seahorse up on your phone?
Why do you look at me like you just?
You have a seahorse on your phone.
It says seahorses are monogamous life mates and travel in pairs, holding each other's tails. Is that not the sweetest thing you've ever heard?
What good do they do, though? What do seahorses do?
They provide joy to sea life.
Okay.
They're life partners, much like me and my wife are.
That's very nice. That's very nice. That's very touching. Y'all walk around holding each other's tail?
Yes.
Very nice.
I haven't gotten rid of my tail yet.
I think that wildlife as a whole, my favorite sea animal would have to be dolphins.
Well, who doesn't like a dolphin?
I don't know, but I'm just saying I enjoy dolphins.
There is a garbage swirl in the Pacific Ocean the size of Texas.
And how big is Texas?
That concerns me.
It's pretty large.
How big is Texas?
Isn't it the third largest states like California, Alaska, Texas, somewhere around there?
No, it's not the third largest. It's the first largest.
Okay, I knew those three were the largest. I couldn't
I
remember.
don't know about that, actually. Maybe Alaska. Alaska might be number one.
Alaska's pretty big. They got...
I don't know. Alaska.
See, that's how it works. I feed you something, and then you throw it right out there. That's how it's supposed to work.
When your mother was born, she was already carrying the egg that would become you.
I can't do anything with that. Like I'm an inception. I'm a baby. What's inside the baby?
That.
I don't know. What is that?
How does that make you feel?
That doesn't make me feel anyways.
Oh, my God. I'm burning through these. Jousting is the official sport of Maryland.
I just came from Maryland. It's nice.
You came from Maryland?
Yeah.
Did you see any jousting along your way?
I seen some people driving on the highway that was very much mountain like jousting.
Did they have any lances sticking out the windows on I-1?
They had lancers. It was pretty...
A Plymouth Lancer?
Plymouth Lancer. It was bad.
See, okay, this is something I think all people should know. As a truck driver, this is near and dear to my heart.
Tell me.
Always drive in the right lane.
Gotcha.
If you're on an interstate, unless you are freaking passing, you should be in the right lane.
Gotcha.
The left lane is for passing only. When you are a semi, don't get in the left lane unless you're passing somebody. If you're passing somebody, don't have it on cruise control. Pass them, get around.
Gotcha.
The left lane is called the hammer lane. That means you're supposed to get in that left lane and hammer it down, pass them, do your business, get back in the right lane.
Hammer time. That
irritates me. As a truck driver, there's nothing more irritating than needing to get around somebody and somebody's got on cruise control and they're just in the left lane. So literally they're blocking traffic.
Yeah. This must be terrible.
It is highly infuriating as a truck driver.
But blocking the left lane...
You can't relate to that.
No, blocking the left lane is a good tactic in Flamme Rouge.
It's Flamme Rouge, but however, the highway patrol will pull you over and say, why are you in the left lane? Are you passing somebody?
Your face has turned Flamme Rouge talking about this. I did not know you were this passionate about the highways.
The highway patrol has started to pull people over and say, unless you are passing... If you're just riding along the left lane because it doesn't have as many bumps as the right lane does, you need to be in that right lane.
If they pull you over, just say, this is for passing only.
Exactly, yes.
I've got a kidney stone.
Yeah. I'm passing my stones. You should not be in the left lane unless you are passing.
Got you. Thank you for that PSA.
You're welcome.
And that's going to do it for me because I am going home. We look forward to hearing from y'all. If you will send us your nominations for your game of 2019, we have... Ooh, should we talk about this? Enrique doesn't know about the Cabin Con 2020.
Yes.
So here's what's happening. Due to various travel restrictions, I'm on the no-fly list. Plus, Gobby's going on vacation about that time. We are not going to be able to attend BGG Spring, which is generally in May of 2020. We have instead decided to band together, rent a cabin, and have our own con, Cabin Con 2020. What will take place at Cabin Con 2020, you might ask? We are going to play the games that we have often said that we liked and we want to get back to.
Power Grid.
Power Grid.
We haven't played since 2016.
Archipelago, which has been on our shelf of shame for 4 years.
Archipelago has been on the shelf of shame for 4 years. I'm repeating everything Jerry says.
Ponzi Scheme.
Dinogenics.
Rurik. I really want to play Rurik. I want to play Twilight Imperium again. I want to play Underwater Cities again. I want to play... There's just so many stuff.
Instead of going to a con where we're going to just be barraged with a series of new games, we've created our own con of 3.
Yes, you can't buy tickets to this.
We're going to go to a cabin and play all the games we haven't played in freaking forever
that we want to replay again.
Yes.
And thus the rest
to me, if I play Power Grid again, it might be in my top 20.
You don't know. Because
I don't remember it. It's 4 or 5 years ago.
It's a great dice placement game.
I don't think that's correct.
Correct. But either ways, so that's what we're going to be doing in February. We will probably be broadcasting from Cabin Con.
Oh, we will definitely record some podcasts.
Yeah, just so that we can talk to everybody. And
as long as the Yeti don't get us, we'll be good.
The cooler?
No, the coffee mugs.
Oh, you're talking about the Cryptid.
Full of
That's
proper
another
12.
one I want to play. We haven't played Cryptid in a while.
We haven't played so many. Shogun. I can just look at my shelf.
Oh, I want to play Shogun.
Scythe.
I want to play
We haven't played
Scythe.
Scythe. We have so many games we haven't played.
You know what I'm hankering for?
What you hankering for, Jerry?
What I'm hankering for? I want to play Mombasa.
Bootleggers. We have yet to play.
The Bootleggers. Okay, I'm done. I'm going home. Thank you for us being here. Because we are here.
Thank you for us?
Yes, we're here. Y'all are just listening in from the comfort of your own iPods.
I'm Gabi.
This is Jerry.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Board Game Snobs. Stay classy.